Thank you very much for a very good opportunity for me to be here. My talk today will involve safety and efficacy of functional food. Let me start by introducing myself. My bachelor degree background is in dentistry, and then I received a prestigious scholarship from His Majesty the King of Thailand to come to US for my PhD study. My major expertise is in pharmacology, and then I performed a postdoc at MD Anderson Cancer Center. Recently, I also received a certificate from Tufts University for nutritional science for health professionals. The reasons why I brought up my background is that in order to perform research in safety and efficacy of functional food, we kind of need multidisciplinary background. My work is, I work as an assistant professor at Institute of Nutrition, Mahidol University, and my job involved with teaching, research, and academic service. The teaching, I serve as a committee and a secretary of the master program in toxicology and nutrition for food safety, and also the course director of a couple of courses, and also a mentor in a master program and PhD program. One of the most memorable days of my life is the day that I have a chance to meet with His Majesty the King of Thailand. We present our innovation, NutriJelly, which is a food for patients who have trouble with chewing and swallowing difficulties, especially head and neck cancer patients or neurological disorder patients such as stroke. So His Majesty the King Rama IX, he provides 840,000 boxes of NutriJelly to patients all over Thailand for free. So at that day, I feel very proud, and also, you know, the meaning of being a scientist. It was very meaningful, you know, when our innovation can benefit to people. The NutriJelly, we performed clinical trial, and it got published in Supportive Care in Cancer. We found that NutriJelly can improve the quality of life and reduce the tube feeding demand in the patients who are undergoing radiation therapy during their cancer treatment. After that, the second version of NutriJelly came out. The idea is that we want to innovate a new kind of food that can help the oral cancer patients. The problem is that these patients, they have several side effects from radiation therapy or chemotherapy, and many of them reject to receive the treatment. So there are many patients who are still, you know, under the stage that they still have the lesion of the disease, but have a poor quality of life because they cannot eat very well, and their disease is still ongoing. So we put a functional compound called PITC, which is a natural compound from cruciferous vegetables. This compound, we have a work published in Food and Function as a back cover article. What we found is that this compound, when we incorporate into the NutriJelly, if you give at a very high concentration, it gives an unpleasant odor and unpleasant taste. So we have to perform the sensory test in order to identify what is the optimum concentration of PITC. And then we try to convert that dose into the animal dose, and we test it in the, as an efficacy test in the animal model of oral cancer. And what we found is very interesting, that the low dose, which is achievable in human and sensory acceptable, it can retard the growth of oral cancer in vivo. And we also performed the battery of toxicity tests and pharmacokinetics. And what we found is that this compound is quite safe and have pretty interesting profile of pharmacokinetics, in which it has rapid absorption and rapidly elimination. So right now it's undergo ongoing clinical trial in 4 cancer centers in Thailand. Another work that I've been active doing is the probiotic. Recently, we published a paper in Journal of Functional Food. What we found is that the drinking fermented milk containing L-paracasein can improve the immune response of people after influenza vaccination. The interesting thing about this is that it doesn't work for everyone. It only works for certain people, and those certain people are the ones who never have immune response against influenza before vaccination. And that prompts us to thought that the personalized nutrition concept, I think this is a very important point to bring about. So my ongoing projects involved with bowel movement and cancer prevention based on the role of probiotic. We also focus on identifying the right person who can be respond to the intervention. Finally, I also serve in academic service as an assessor for Thai FDA in various aspects. It includes safety assessment of novel food, health claim application, and also GM plant for the safety evaluations as well. And I also serve as a committee for drafting regulations such as texture classification for dysphagia diet for patients who have trouble with swallowing, and the safety evaluation guideline for the GM plant in Thailand. For Thailand regulation, we try to follow the international standard. And meanwhile, we try to keep the context that appropriate for Thai people as well. So finally, I'd like to thank my research funding source that involve Dental Innovation Foundation under royal patronage of His Majesty the King of Thailand and Thailand Research Fund, Mahidol University. And finally, I'd like to thank ILSI's committee for selecting me to be here. This is an eye-opening and brain-sharpening experience, and I hope that I hope that the work that I contribute can, involve and engage with ILSI in the future. Thank you.